Good evening, everyone. Welcome to show number 78. It's Emmylou Harris, and Sandy's going to join me on the first song. It's a Louvin Brothers song called If I Could Only Win Your Love. So... If I could only win your love, I'd make the most of everything. I'd probably wear your wedding ring. My heart would never stray one dream away. If I could only win your love, I'd give my all to make it live. You never know how much I give. If I could only win your love. Oh, how can I ever say how I crave your love when you're gone away? Oh, how can I ever show how I burn inside when you hold me tight? If I could only win your love, I give my all to make it live. You never know how much I give. If I could only win your love. Oh, how can I ever say how I crave your love when you're gone away? Oh, how can I ever show how I burn inside when you hold me tight? If I could only win your love, I give my all to make it live. You never know how much I give. If I could only win your love. All right, you did great. Thank you. She's my Emmylou. All right, it's like I said, show number 78, and if I have to say, this is my favorite of all the favorites. Emmylou's got the top spot. I mean, she is just one heck of a performer and musician, and in the next case, after this next song is going to be one that features her songwriting. So I can't say enough about Emmylou, and I'm lucky enough to have gotten to see her once about 15 or 20 years ago at actually at Interlochen in Michigan. So that was a real special night. So all right, Emmylou was born on April 2nd, 1947 in Birmingham, Alabama. Her dad was in the Marines, or the Navy, I can't remember which, and they moved around a lot, and she actually ended up going to high school in Virginia, in Prince George's County. She was the valedictorian of her high school, so not only is she talented and beautiful and kind and wonderful, she's also super smart, so pretty awesome. So Emmylou is 73 years old, and she's won, of course, all kinds of awards in her lifetime. She's in the Country Music Hall of Fame. She has a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, as well as 13 Grammys of her own. So, all right, that first song, as I mentioned, was written by the Louvin brothers, Charlie and Ira Louvin. And on my Facebook, you can see I found a version where Ira passed away way back in the early 60s, but there's a duet where Charlie and Emmylou sing it together, which is pretty sweet. So that's from her album Pieces of the Sky that came out in 1975. And this next song is also from that album. I'm going to do Boulder to Birmingham, which she wrote about her love, the late Graham Parsons. So she co-wrote it with a fellow named Bill Danoff. That name might mean nothing to you, but the guy happens to have also written Country Roads with Take Me Home Country Roads with John Denver, He was also responsible for writing Afternoon Delight, a big hit for the Starland vocal band. So, all right, Boulder to Birmingham. And this goes out to my friend Johnny Hardigan. So here we go. I don't want to hear a love song. I got on this airplane just to fly. I know there's life below me, but all that you can show me is the prairie and the sky. I don't want to hear a sad story full of heartbreak and desire. The last time I felt like this, I was in the wilderness and the canyon was on fire. And I stood on the mountain in the night and I watched it burn. I watched it burn. I watched it burn. I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in His saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. Well, you really got me this time, and the hardest part is knowing I'll survive. I've come to listen for the sound of the trucks as they move down out on 95, and pretending it's the ocean coming down to wash me clean, to wash me clean. Baby, you know what I mean. Sing it with me. I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in His saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in His saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. Thanks for listening. I'm really right on the edge of tears. It's such a beautiful song. Oh, so, all right, what else to say about Emmylou? A couple of days ago, I went on Netflix and I wanted to watch. I'd just done Linda Ronstadt, and I wanted to watch this documentary that was just made about her in 2019 called "The Sound of Her Voice." I couldn't find it, but I came across The Last Waltz, and I'd never watched it, and I thought, I'm going to watch this. And who shows up in there but Emmylou, of course. It was awesome. So, all right. Okay, so If I Could Only Win Your Love, Boulder to Birmingham, both from Pieces of the Sky. I've got one more song to do tonight. It's a little more kind of upbeat and fun and going to send you off in a happy note. It's called Leaving Louisiana in the Broad Daylight. It was written by the great Rodney Crowell, played in the Hot Band with Emmylou for many years, a great collaborator. They put a whole album together maybe a few years back. This song wasn't a big hit for Emmylou, but the Oak Ridge Boys took it to #1, so kind of cool. So this one was off her album Quarter Moon in a 10-Cent Town from 1978. And a little trivia that I learned, which really fascinated me, is that the painting on the cover of that LP album was done by Susanna Clark, also a songwriter and musician, and married to Guy Clark, the late Guy Clark. And she actually co-wrote one of the songs that's on that album as well, Easy From Now On, another beautiful song that Emmylou does. So before I finish tonight, I have to say, of the 78 shows I've done, which is something like 200 and something songs, 3 each night, Emmylou by far has had the biggest influence on my choice of songs and musicians and songwriters. I looked through my list, and over somewhere between 20 and 25 of the songs that I've done, I learned first from Emmylou's cover version. So pretty cool. Yeah, that's one of the reasons it's so special to me, is I love her versions of these songs. So all right, I've mentioned over the past few weeks Trio, because I've done a show as a tribute to Dolly Parton, and also one for Linda Ronstadt, and now tonight with Emmylou marks the last of that. And just, of course, they put out 2 wonderful albums, great songs and amazing harmonies, and they take turns taking the leads, and great choices of both traditional and contemporary music. So it's really awesome. So all right, one more thing before I do the last song. If you haven't listened to this, you have to go listen right now. I believe it has something like 15 million views on YouTube, so I think a lot of people have listened to it. But there is a duo, 2 sisters from Sweden, who call themselves First Aid Kit, that wrote a song several years ago called Emmylou. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song, and you just need to listen to it. So all right, last song of the night, and I hope you sing along on this one. And Rodney Crowell's great song, Leaving Louisiana in the Broad Daylight. So Lord Mary took her running with a traveling man, left her mama crying with her head in her hand. Such a sad case, so broken hearted. She said, Mama, gotta go, gotta get out of here, gotta get out of town, tired of hanging around, gotta roll on between the ditches. It's just an ordinary story about the way things go, around and round. Nobody knows that the highway rolls on forever. That old highway rolls on forever. Lord, she never would have done it if she hadn't got drunk, hadn't started running with a traveling man, she hadn't started taking those crazy chances. She said, daughter, let me tell you about the traveling kind. Everywhere they go, such a very short time, he'll be long gone before you know it. He'll be long gone before you know it. She said, never ever known it when it felt so good, never ever knew it when I knew I could, never ever done it when it looked so right, leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Swampland, anything goes, alligator bait and the bars don't close. It's the real thing down in Louisiana. Did you ever see a Cajun when he really got mad? Really got trouble like a daughter gone mad. It gets real hot down in Louisiana. Well, the stranger better move it or he's gonna get killed. He better get to it or a shotgun will. And no time for lengthy speeches. It ain't no time for lengthy speeches. Said never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Said never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever known it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Just an ordinary story about the way things. Just an ordinary story about the way things go. Around and round, nobody knows, but the highway rolls on forever. That old highway rolls on forever. There ain't no way to stop the water. All right. Thanks for listening. It's my tribute show to the wonderful, exquisite Emmylou Harris. And just 3 of her songs. There's so many more. All right. What else to say? That last one goes out to my friend Steve Austin. He loved to say, "This ain't no time for lengthy speeches." That was one of his favorite quotes from that. So, all right. One funny thing I discovered when Googling is that Boulder to Birmingham actually showed up in a episode of The Dukes of Hazzard, and Tom Wopat sang it as a duet in a bar there. You know, Tom Wopat, native of Lodi, just up the road here. So, I don't know, just kind of funny. A little Wisconsin connection there. So, all right. So, thanks for listening. It's been wonderful to do Emmylou tonight. And big thanks to my sweetheart, Sandy, for joining me on the duet. Who's up next? Somebody you might not be so familiar with, a little more obscure folk singer, Bob Franke from out in New England. His most famous song is Thanksgiving Eve, which is very appropriate, seeing as that's a week away. I'll also be doing a few other of his songs. Let's see. Beggars to God, and then another one called For Real. All right, I hope you can join me. That one's coming up on Sunday evening. So take care. I love you all. Stay safe. Be well. Yeah, we're all in this together, and music is something that we can celebrate together and give us encouragement and spirit and love and community, and someday we'll do it in person again. So yes, we will. Take care.